In 1984, the world was treated to a surprise and unexpected blockbuster box office hit. A bizarre blend of comedy and supernatural adventure featuring some of the hottest stars of the decade. That film was Ghostbusters. Even today, the film is looked back on fondly, with millions of fans around the world. It spawned sequels, an animated series, and modern cinematic reboots. That's before you look at the endless merchandise, comic books, toys, and a steady stream of console games over the years. At a time when movie tie-ins had a notorious reputation for poor quality, Activision took it upon themselves to bring the movie to the small screen. Their official adaptation landed on the Commodore 64, along with most other major 8-bit platforms of the day. Ghostbusters! Another classic amongst classics from the masterful work of David Crane. The same programmer that brought us greats such as Decathlon and Pitfall 1 and Pitfall 2. The first thing that strikes you loading the game is the C64 shouting Ghostbusters at you, followed by the blood-curdling laugh. Now bear in mind that this is 1984 and speech in games was a relatively new thing. Hearing it, not only with such clarity, but with equal volume to the rest of the audio, was an impressive feat. I have to laugh whenever I see the angry video game nerds' reaction to this too.
The start button. The fuck was that?
Ghostbusters!
As you'd hope, the title screen was accompanied by a rendition of the Ray Parker Jr. theme song, adapted to the C64 by Russell Lieblich. Unusually for a licensed game, the song lyrics appeared on screen too, if you fancy a karaoke sing-along, as a bouncing ball followed the words across the screen. Hit the spacebar at any point during the music, and the C64 would shout out Ghostbusters, joining in with the digital sing-along. A nice little feature I didn't realise you could do until many years later. Ghostbusters! Ghostbusters! Frivolity aside, the game proper begins when you take on the mantle of a new Ghostbusters franchise owner. Given a fixed starting budget of $10,000, you've got to buy and equip your own vehicle with everything you need to get started on your new venture. There's a few cars to choose from here, and the obvious one to aim for is the currently unaffordable high-performance car, which you should buy on your consecutive game should you complete it successfully with more money than you started with. Personally, I always loved the 1963 hearse, as it was as close as you'll get to the original Ecto 1. And I think the station wagon was a decent choice as it gives you the capacity to add 11 items. Ghost traps, PK energy meters, baits and so on. The little fella on the forklift truck used to keep me occupied as a kid, and I just loved messing around with this feature back in the day. Anyway, enough of that. Now I've selected all of the goodies, it's time to head out into the big, wide world. Well, the streets of New York at least. First impressions make the game seem relatively simple, and you may be wondering what type of game this is. Some Pac-Man style maze game? Not quite. This is basically an overlay of a city map showing your current location and all of the buildings that occupy the playing area. Every now and then one of the buildings will flash red. This is to signify that there is currently a ghost infestation and that the location needs your help. At the same time, yellow ghosts roam the city, making their way towards Zuul in the city centre. If your controllable Ghostbusters logo passes through any of these smiling yellow ghosts en route to a haunted house, you will have the opportunity to suck one of them up with a car-mounted vacuum in the next section. Another thing to note is that the more you travel on this screen, the further the journey will be by car, so don't go roaming all around the map screen, otherwise the destination will be too far and the ghost will have escaped by the time you get there. The main objective is to capture as many ghosts as possible, thus earning more money than your opening budget. You have to do all of this before the city's PK energy level reaches 9999 and Zuul is unleashed. Each time the roaming ghost reach Zuul on the map screen, this level rises, so you can intercept these en route to each job, scooping them up with your ghost vacuum as mentioned earlier. That's if you previously equipped it, of course. When you arrive at each location, the game switches over to the ghost capturing style minigame and puts you outside one of the houses in the city, and 2 of your crew must capture an offending ghost. To capture said ghost, you simply position a trap, then move your Ghostbusters in place to guide a ghost over the trap before unleashing it, trapping the ghost, earning cash in the process. And remember,
Ghostbusters!
Don't cross the streams.
Don't cross the streams. Why? It would be bad.
Should you miss your spectral target, then the ghost escapes, but not before sliming one of your team. The C64 shouts out the classic line, "He slimed me."
He slimed me!
Should you fail to catch the ghost, then the city's PK level rises and you're off to the next job. It's more a case of timing than anything else, but still fun nevertheless.
He slimed me.
When the PK levels are pretty high, a marshmallow alert will scroll on the bottom of the screen, and a large Stay Puft Marshmallow Man will appear. If you've equipped the bait, then you can quickly tap B on the keyboard to coax him away from the buildings. Otherwise, he'll trample on one of the beloved New York buildings, and money will be deducted from your balance. This is a precursor that the game is nearing its final stages, when the PK energy level reaches 9999 points, and hopefully you'll have more money than you started with, you automatically drive to the skyscraper where you confront Gozer at the building marked Zuul. The entrance to this building is guarded by the Marshmallow Man, who continuously jumps left to right in front of the door. You have to guide 2 of your Ghostbusters through the door without getting crushed, and then save the world. Good luck with this bit. It was always a bad way to lose the game, right at the last part. But if you can time your dash to the door correctly, then your little fellas will slip past Mr. Stay Puft himself.
Alright.
Boy, the superintendent's gonna be pissed.
David Crane delivered flawless code that ran smoothly and quickly throughout, leaving no quibbles on the gameplay front. The graphics are stylish, bold and colourful, with enough variety in the buildings to give you a real sense that you were visiting a city and not just the same location over and over again. It was just a cosmetic detail, but with this making up the bulk of the gameplay, it was an important feature to reduce the monotony of the game. The speech was really the icing on the cake, and definitely helped it stand out from other games of the time. Where Ghostbusters really seems to shine is its gameplay. Despite its outward simplicity, it was incredibly addictive, helped by the alternating between the driving and ghost-busting elements. What's easier to appreciate now looking back is the depth the game has under the surface. There's a significant amount of strategy in the gameplay and resource management involved, as you have to not only balance your team and equipment, but make constant decisions and adjustments as you play, depending on your current funds and the city's PK level, and ensuring that you can get to the end of the game, especially as the pace picks up rapidly later on. Ghostbusters has deservedly become a timeless classic and one of the Commodore 64's must-have games for every owner. So here comes the big thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and let me know your memories for this classic game in the comments section. Not every game that the Commodore 64 had to offer will be amongst your favourites, but be sure to hit subscribe and follow me on this epic journey revisiting the vast library of games, with the hope that your favourites will be just around the corner. Hopefully, I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, bye for now.
You gonna answer that?
Quit better jobs than this. Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Just want to take a moment to thank the following patrons. It's massively appreciated that you're supporting the channel, covering the games we love. Stay retro.